Happy birthday to me. Happy birthday to me. Let's learn about VMs. Happy birthday to me. I'm turning 0x1c or 29. However, don't worry. This episode will not take 29 times to understand what VMs are. In addition, I have now really enjoyed a lot of the Lord's blessings and callings. I have a really fun conference coming up this Friday in Disney, which will be very fun. I'll be able to meet some great guys and girls in there and just have fun. And church leadership has given me a nice ring for like leadership, which is pretty awesome. So yeah, cool stuff. So now let's get to the episode. So today's episode is all about understanding PowerShell. So PowerShell is super important in many aspects of cloud. Yes, I will be going for a more bougie version of AZ900 and AZ104. I've heard all about 104 being tougher than 900, or I'd be lucky to get through it second try. It doesn't matter. Just like the Joe Mazzulla Celtics, LeBron James team, LeBron James NBA Avengers, and even the tennis Chinese superstar Qin Wenzhen, success is not always a one-time deal. So anyway, without further ado, here is the beautiful PowerShell birthday celebration. I'll slideshow this bad boy. So there'll be a lot more talking in this episode than really coding because it's really introduction to PowerShell. And truthfully, installed PowerShell on Mac is a nightmare. But in a future episode, once I figure this out, because I'm also learning it brand new for the episode, um, we'll have a better opportunity to use PowerShell straight up. Remember, the coding missions is not only just about coding, it's also learning about other things as well. So anyway, this is beautiful PowerShell birthday celebration. So why do we use such PowerShell VMs? Good question. As I mentioned before, PowerShell is a very user-friendly command line interface tool that allows you to provision, store, and create various environment variables for VMs, virtual machines. Just like in the basketball team, PowerShell is sort of like your Coach Mazzulla or Coach Steve Kerr, the coach to help you build and provision VMs. VMs are a very important concept in cloud computing, especially regards to Azure networking, such as Microsoft Intra, AD, all that, networking stuff. And for AWS Route 53, which is AWS version of like networking, and Direct Connect, which is like Express Route, like get private internet connection. Of course, because it's a tough economy, VMs are also cheaper for storage than mainframe or containers. And PowerShell has a rich documentation for the commands, which I have a download Microsoft link right here. This is like basically the quote unquote holy grail of PowerShell. So anatomy of a VM. Yes, this is really a biology slash coding class. What I have here is a very interesting image from Microsoft, a VM. As you can see, there are load balancers, with four different types. Classic, application, gateway, network. Classic is just like the classic load balancer. You have a bunch of data coming in, you want to balance the data. Application is when you have, a bunch of data coming to an application, you want to balance it out. Gateway is a little tricky, but it's something to do with basically firewalling and networking. Like, what do you actually want to come into the data for a load balance? No image is like not having a brain for a human. They will simply not live. And finally, the firewall, keep the baddies out. The bad ones. Keep them out. So, rule number one of the VM Fight Club, no oppression OS Olympics. Go for the gold in terms of debugging. So fair warning, VMs are one of the trickier things to configure in Windows or Linux. That's why my upcoming AZ104 cert requires PowerShell knowledge and a good amount of VM swag. So no matter what, just like Qin Wenzhen, LeBron James, and Team USA Avengers, we'll also make an effort to think celestially slash golden in terms of effort. Debugging sometimes will be a pain. Take it from me, I spent the past 2 hours installing the PowerShell with no success. But for this episode, there'll be no debugging. But if you want to make a VM of your own, try this Microsoft tutorial for size. So here's the task. Very simple. Use a PowerShell get item command to find the size of a delicious downloaded Happy Birthday Jason cake image in terms of pagination length, in kilobytes, megabytes, or necessary gigabytes. Write host the output. And this is the website which I got for the task. So I give you guys 29 seconds to find a solution, or if better yet, find a way to write the PowerShell commands. Now, it's okay if you don't know the answer because it's something that's very, very new, but this is a very common, not just AZ-104, but daily task of like finding your file size with PowerShell. And even in BU years, I've learned a little bit of PowerShell to like understand at least what wget or like get item does. So it's not completely being a newbie. It's just like, maybe the opening round of Olympics is just like trying to get yourself warmed up. So while we wait, I'm gonna try to figure out what's going on with my whiteboard. Oh, also something really cool. There's also this PowerShell cheat sheet I was mentioning before to help you understand PowerShell really, really well. So there's like, so there's a PowerShell cheat sheet, some really good, commands. PowerShell 3 from Windows. You have update help, get command, get member, get module. This is like basically like the Bible of PowerShell. Really, really helpful. In fact, I low-key wish that like in my BU Northeastern years, I had this cheat sheet. I would have so much easier time in systems courses. So just like, USA beating South Sudan much better second time around, I'm working on my weaknesses in system programming. Because I'm now realizing in data analytics is becoming more systems based. So here's the solution now from the PowerShell from coding missions. Here's my solution. Whoops, apologize for that. Here's my solution. So you have future episode to see the output. So you have a dollar sign, which is not meant to be, like uh, you know, Gen Z or Gen Alpha type of, you know, euphemisms. It's meant to be an environment variable. So you have a dollar sign called cake info, get item, and then this is my directory for the birthday cake. Then you have cake size images with dollar sign, cake info.length. Then you want to find cake size KB with per kilobytes divided by 1 kilobyte, same thing with megabyte and gigabyte. And then you want to have 4 write host commands to basically find the sizes of each cake image in bytes, kilobytes, megabytes, gigabytes. That's it. That's your solution for PowerShell. So yeah, thank you. For best birthday wishes, please like and subscribe. So in a future episode, hopefully a follow-up episode for this, I'll have PowerShell running and we'll get to more, good stuff. But this is just introductory episode. Also, as a little plug, I'll be having something very similar to Carissa East and Nick Giovanni short for my birthday buffet celebration with my church friends. Thank you very much, guys. Like and subscribe. Bye.